Cat for street boys.
big round of applause for the #1 mascot in the WCL, Harvey, the HarbourCat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going down to the field on a non-significant day to Jim Swanson. Hi, Jim.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. Hope you're having a great day today. How about this BCD long weekend? You guys are having a good time all this weekend? So we got a few things happening. One's coming out of the sky, and then later we're going to send stuff into the sky. So it's going to be a fun night for us here tonight. We're going to get things rolling a bit. This is our last regular season homestand tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Tonight is Wallace Driving School Fireworks, which I know is a big reason why you guys are here. How about a big round of applause for Wallace Driving School and all the people who does such great work there down in front. Without Wallace Driving School and the sponsors of other fireworks, we simply couldn't do them. And we thank them very much for that. Tomorrow night, we are going to give you the jerseys off our back. You've got to come, fill out a form, get it into the draw box, and you're going to leave with a game-worn jersey. The guys are going to be wearing tomorrow. It's one of the fun nights we have all year. It's presented by Odlum Brown. We're very excited to be able to do it again tomorrow night. I believe this is our 4th year doing it, and it's a very, very popular night. So if you don't have tickets for that game yet, make sure you get some here, either online, go on your smartphone, you can do it now, or get us during the game, or our office tomorrow, we'll take phone calls as well. And then Fan Appreciation Night is always the last regular season home game of the year, and we're excited to have that with Passion Sports. They do a fantastic job for us with our merchandise and our items back in our merch booth on the main concourse. So very happy to have that as well. It's Capital City Skydivers that are going to here in a few minutes. Capital City Skydivers have been fantastic for us, and certainly a great thing for us to have part of this. And we're going to maybe see if we can get them involved in.
Sounds like your mic's cut out, Jim. Hang on a sec there. I'm going to send Mary Lou out. She might be able to fix that microphone for you. Friends, this is Mary Lou Newbold with Maker Optometric Clinic, who has been burned all season long for turning 50. And she has decided to join Jim out there for his 50th birthday with a nice, pretty button and some balloons. Alright, it looks like the technical difficulties have been fixed. Your mic should work again, Jim. Try that.
I'd fire you if I could, Mary Lou. For those who haven't been here, we've been having fun. Mary Lou turned 50, about 20 years ago now. We've been having fun with her ever since then. So this is payback, I guess. All right, there we go. Thank you, Mary Lou. Love you. It's great. So, where was I? So that on August the 22nd to the 26th here, we also have the Nationals. Yes, I am killing time until you find something falling out of the sky here a little bit. August 22nd to the 26th, we have the Baseball Canada Men's Championship here at Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. Make sure you take in this tournament. There are former HarbourCats, there are former professional ball players, all college ball players that have played in college ball in this tournament. It is great baseball playing for the national championship. You do not want to miss it. The Coquitlam Angels are Team BC, and the Victoria Mavericks, the host team, and the Mavericks will have a very strong team. We've been putting that together all weekend long, so we're doing that. We have somebody and a company, a very great partner we want to recognize here today. Island Savings has been our bank for a number of years, and we really appreciate the work they've done. Tonight, we want to recognize a special donation that they've made to our HarbourCats Foundation. The HarbourCats Foundation just announced today a new partnership that extended with Island Savings, which is a division of First West Credit Union. Island Savings has stepped up with a $3,000 seed donation to the HarbourCats Foundation. Please help me thank Michelle Wilson, who's going to come out to recognize. Come on out, Michelle. And Michelle has a couple of words to say. I know about this. This is fantastic. And then we're going to really embarrass you out here. Go ahead.
Strong and vibrant communities. So we're so happy to be here with this foundation. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much. Now the prize you get is you got to stay out here and throw a first pitch. Guys, I need to capture. We have a catcher coming on for you. I have a tail here. Nikki Gibbs, stand strike. Great pitch. So nervous, but you did a great job. Thanks, Michelle. It's awesome. And tonight is Wallace Driving School Fireworks, and you read his thing, his faults in the paper every Friday. You see his cars all over the place. The great work that Joe and the whole staff do. But we want to welcome out Steve Wallace, who will come out. Pleased to throw out today's final ceremonial first pitch. Steve Wallace, who's bringing you the fireworks we're doing here tonight.
Go big Steve! Move in! Move in! It's higher than Cornell! Move in! Oh!
Steve Wallace, Wallace Driving School.
Wow!
Thank you again to Wallace Driving School for sponsoring the fireworks. You're all going to enjoy having me tonight. Thank you, Steve. Good pitch, man.
Oh, there. I was looking at the jet up there going, that's this no. Yeah, so that was jumping from my, that was a little high. Yeah, it was a little high.
All right, friends, any of you guys see the skydiver plane up there yet? I'm assuming you have your little point over to the direction, yes.
All right, Chris, are you ready for me to frantically try to catch some skydivers in the frame here?
Yeah, come down over there.
You ready for me to try and catch some skydivers in the frame coming up? Copy that. wait till they get a little closer. It doesn't focus very good straight up in the air. We're right over top of it. get the Angry Bird, but couldn't get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask you to please rise and remove your caps. For the singing of the national anthem, for support this evening, prosperity.
Excuse me, boss.
Can you hear me?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose buskers and white stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we crossed were so gallant. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, St. John's that star-spangled and the wave. Oh, the land of the free. And the home of the brave. Our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we seek and rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for ye. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Monday Night Baseball from Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. It's the final fireworks night of the season here at the ballpark as we kick off the final series of the 2018 West Coast League regular season between the Victoria HarbourCats and the Portland Pickles. Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in tonight and all season long on Go Live broadcasts. For producer Chris Jaycox in the truck, my name is Mike Edwards. And as well, for our local viewers, we hope you have had a great BC day-long weekend. Well, the HarbourCats are not yet mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, But if they are to have any chance to squeak in to the North Division's second and final postseason spot, they are going to have to take all 3 from the Pickles this week, and they will also need some help. The only way the HarbourCats can get in is if the Bellingham Bells win the second half North Division crown, and Victoria winds up with the second best overall record in the division. The Bells have completed their 54-game schedule and do not play again. So that means that the Yakima Valley Pippins, Kelowna Falcons, and Wenatchee Apple Sox will all have to lose some games in their respective series this week for Victoria to have a chance. But regardless of what happens elsewhere, the HarbourCats first must take care of their own business here at home and control what they can control one day at a time. The Pickles, meanwhile, have already punched their ticket to the postseason in what has been a very successful inaugural campaign for them. And they come into this one winners of 9 straight, so it should be a fun night here in Victoria with the Pickles' first ever visit to Wilson's Group Stadium, plus the post-game fireworks to follow. Gunnar Friend gets the ball for the HarbourCats tonight, the big right-hander out of Avila University. Look at his numbers on the season, they're very good. He's 2-2 with a 1.84 ERA in 4 starts and 14 appearances overall. He's allowed 27 hits and 9 walks, along with 22 strikeouts in 29 1/3 innings of work. And in his last start in Yakima back on August 1st, Friend went 5 solid innings, allowed 2 earned runs on 7 hits and 2 walks with 4 strikeouts. HarbourCats would win that game 8-4 over the Pippins. And Friend gets the ball for another big start here in this, his final start of the season for Victoria. Barches. It's led off by Jace McKinney, Gabe Scoro, the center fielder, bats second. Gio Diaz at second base is third. Jack Murphy, the left fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. Mike Perez, the shortstop, is fifth. Brody Barnum in right field bats sixth. Noah Cardenas, the DH, is seventh. Daniel Edson, the catcher, is eighth, and Daniel Lopez at third base, batting ninth. Well, we're just about set to get underway. A packed house here at Wilson's Group Stadium for fireworks night. And Gunnar Friend tosses his first pitch of the ball game, which is stroked in the air to center field. Backpedaling is Wagon Seller, and he will put it away for out number 1. An out on 1 pitch for Gunnar Friend to start the top of the first as McKinney is retired. Interesting note that Caleb Ricketts, the first baseman for the HarbourCats, is also in the leadoff spot, so both teams going with first baseman atop their orders tonight. Not something you see all that often. Ricketts for the HarbourCats and McKinney for the Pickles. Here now is Gabe Scoro, the center fielder, hitting with the bases empty and 1 away. There's a strike on the first pitch from Friend to Scoro, 0-1. Scoro on the season comes in at 296 along with 8 RBIs. This one's flown to right. Malinchak underneath it makes the catch, 2 down. Couple of routine flyouts. Neither Wagon Seller or Malinchak on that last one had to move very far to run it down. So Friend has a chance here at a 1-2-3 first inning if he can get Gio Diaz, the second baseman. Diaz, though, has been a tough out on the year for the Pickles. He leads the team with 31 ribbies, also has 5 homers. First pitch to Diaz missed for ball 1. He's also hitting .324, which is 8th in the West Coast League in terms of batting. Count is 2-0 on Gio Diaz. Bases are empty with 2 away. Gunnar Friend trying to pitch through a 1-2-3 first inning. That one's upstairs on the fastball at 84 from Friend. It's 3-0. Now the 3-0 pitch from Friend drops in for a strike, so it won't be a walk with 2 outs to Diaz, at least not yet. He'll have to take 1 more. It's 3 balls and 1 strike the count. And Friend is now set at the letters for the 3-1. This one popped up right up the chute into fair territory. It'll be Friend making the catch, calling off his catch. And that's the inning. Nice 1-2-3 first for Gunnar Friend and the HarbourCats, who are coming up to hit for the first time next on Go Live Broadcasts.
and the HarbourCats have combined to help stop the use of chewing tobacco. Say no to tobacco products. It's time for the Collins Barrel Stack of the Game brought to you by Collins Barrel. Official accounting firm of the HarbourCats. If you look at the video board, there's a few pictures of a young man. Today's Stack of the Game is 50.
Right on. Right on.
50, that is the Stack of the Game. Happy birthday, Ross. Leading off on your HarbourCats, the first baseman from the University of San Diego, number 44, Caleb Ricketts.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning on Go Live Broadcast. No score as Gunnar Friend put up a nice clean 1-2-3 top of the first, and Caleb Ricketts leads things off in the bottom half for the HarbourCats. So he takes one up high, 1 ball and no strikes the count. Joel Casillas, the righty from Southgate, California, out of Cal State Northridge, gets the start. He is listed at 6 feet, 185 pounds. As Ricketts swings through that last pitch, it's 1-1. On the season, Casillas has been very good, 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA in 8 appearances and 4 starts for the Pickles. He's allowed 25 hits and 9 walks, along with 25 strikeouts and 26 2/3 innings of work. One thing to note, though, on Casillas, though, he has not gone more than 4 innings in either a start or relief appearance for the Pickles. So we do not expect him to go overly deep into this game, even if he is pitching well. 3-1 count here on Caleb Ricketts, leading off the HarbourCats half of the first. We'll go through Victoria's full lineup, 1 through 9, in just a moment. First, though, here is the 3-1 to Ricketts. That one misses for ball 4, so Ricketts will take a leadoff walk as the HarbourCats look for some early offense here in tonight's series opener against the Portland Pickles. This is to the DH Hunter Vansaw now in the 2 spot. Mike Malinchek will bat third and right field. Ryan Ober, the third baseman, is hitting in the cleanup spot. Blake Wagenseller in center bats 5th. Hayden Jaco, the catcher, is 6th. Rowdy Jordan 7th in left field. Harrison Spahn, the shortstop, is 8th, and Tanner Haney rounds out the order at second base in the 9 spot. There's a strike on the first pitch to Vansaw. 0-1 with Caleb Ricketts at first, nobody out. And a really good crowd on hand tonight for the final fireworks night of the year. There's been 4 of them this season for the HarbourCats here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and each time they do draw a lot of people out to the yard. And it's a good night to have it here as well on the Monday of the BC Day long weekend. Today was a holiday here in British Columbia. 1-1 pitch, misses just outside to Vansaw. 2 balls and a strike. Overall on the season, Vansaw hitting at .322, 4 homers, and 11 runs driven in. He was a late arrival for the HarbourCats. Came to Victoria about the midway point of the year. There's a strike, and it's even now, 2-2. But Vansaw, with those 4 homers this year, he had 8 last year with the HarbourCats, is the club's all-time home run leader with 12 overall, which is an impressive mark, especially considering the fact as Ricketts runs for second, the throw down, and he is safe at second base. A late call from the second base umpire, Scott Eckhart. Make that the third base umpire, Bill Bourgeois. There's a 3-man crew in this game. Looks like Justin Barchis, the head coach for the Pickles, is coming out to have a word with Bourgeois. There was a little confusion. Bourgeois waited a moment to make the call. But while we have a moment here, we'll tell you who the umpires are. John Hollett calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Scott Eckhart is at first. And Bill Bourgeois roaming between second and third. But again, just back to Vansaw, before that stolen base by Caleb Ricketts. The fact that not a lot of guys come back for more than one season with a summer collegiate team. Vansaw has done that, and he's been just as successful this year as he was last year with the HarbourCats. He's really picked up right where he left off. As Vansaw strikes out this time, it's held onto by the catcher Edson, and that'll be out number 1. So Hunter Vansaw goes down swinging for the first out of the bottom of the first. Now it's Mike Malinchek. Still a couple of chances for the HarbourCats to knock in Caleb Ricketts from second here for the game's first run. If they can find some outfield grass. Malinchek has done a lot of that this season. He's sprayed singles all around the yard, a lot of doubles as well for him, but actually no home runs for Mike Malinchek. This one is a high bouncing ball to first. That is a fair ball. Stepping on the bag is McKinney for out number 2. As Ricketts goes to third, so he's 90 feet away with 2 gone for Ryan Ober. Just to finish the note on Malinchek, though, he's hitting .308 with 12 runs driven in. Again, no home runs, but he's just been a steady force at the plate really all year long for the HarbourCats. This time, though, he grounds out to first. And so it'll be up to Ryan Ober here to try to come out with a 2-out base hit. This one's hit up the middle and through into center field. Ricketts scores from third, and it's 1-0 as Ryan Ober gets the HarbourCats on the board. That softly hit grounder up the middle just found the perfect spot of the infield as it got right up the gut and through into center past Mike Perez at short. And so it is a 1-0 HarbourCats lead. Now it'll be Blake Wagenseller getting a chance, the center fielder, stepping in for the first time in this game, and he takes outside 1 ball and no strikes.
The center fielder from Cal Poly, number 51, Blake Wagenseller.
Wagenseller on the year for the HarbourCats. He was another sort of late arrival, so he doesn't have a whole lot of at-bats, but he's hitting .212. Make that with a home run and 4 RBIs. There's a strike from Casillas to even the count, 1-1. Ober now the runner at first after he was able to knock in Caleb Ricketts with that 2-out base hit. And the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch to Wagenseller is down and away, 2-1. Well, we'll talk more about, as the game goes along, about the playoff implications of this game and the scenario that the HarbourCats need to have happen for them to get in. This one's grounded to second, scooped up and thrown on to first by Diaz to retire the side, but the HarbourCats do get the game's first run on Ryan Ober's 2-out RBI single. It's 1-0 Victoria as we go to the second.
We have white, we have blue, we have red. There they are, on your marks, get set, go!
Really? No, I don't like that.
Leading off for the Pickles, left fielder number 17,
to inning number 2 at Wilson's Group Stadium. 1-0. The HarbourCats lead the Pickles here in the opener of this 3-game series. This one's flown to deep center field on the first pitch, out to Wagenseller, and he will backpedal towards the wall, but had a little bit of room out there in center to make the catch, and there's one away. So just as we saw in the first, this is Jack Murphy, the left fielder, who flew out to center to start the second inning on one pitch. We saw Jace McKinney, the leadoff man, do that in the top of the first inning. 4 straight now retired by Gunnar Friend to start his night. And the HarbourCats also got him that lead with the Ryan Ober RBI single in the bottom of the first inning. So here is Mike Perez, the shortstop, getting his first chance. And he looks at strike 1 on the inner half of the plate. Perez on the season hitting at .234, 5 home runs and 19 RBIs for him. There's another strike from Friend, that one right on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. Friend looks in for the signs, and he's now set for the 0-2. Soft grounder up the middle, off the glove of Gunnar Friend, and then over the head off a wicked hop there of Tanner Haney at second base. That should be a hit for Perez, and it will be the first hit of the ball game for the Pickles. So 1 on and 1 out for Portland. It's a beautiful night for baseball here in Victoria. It's a warm evening, 28 degrees Celsius, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny skies and not a whole lot of wind. Usually the flags in left field are blowing out to left in most nights this year, but tonight they are just kind of drooping down, not really blowing in the wind at the present time. There's a swinging strike 1 by Brody Barnum, the right fielder. Barnum comes in at .263 along with 3 homers and 19 ribbies. And the 0-1 pitch from Friend to Barnum is downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chance to look at the defensive alignment in behind Gunnar Friend for the HarbourCats tonight. Left to right in the outfield, it's Rowdy Jordan, Blake Wagenseller, and Mike Malinchak. Ryan Ober's at the hot corner at third base. Harrison Spahn at short, Tanner Haney at second, Caleb Ricketts at first, and Hayden Jaco is doing the catching and forming the battery with Gunnar Friend. Last pitch from Friend there to Barnum, missed off the plate outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first is Mike Perez, who reached on the first base hit of the game for the Pickles in the last at-bat. That one that tipped off the glove of Gunnar Friend and then took a weird hop on Tanner Haney at second as well. Good hitters count here for Barnum. It's 3-1. And the pitch. There's a strike to run it full 3-2. See if the Pickles are looking to be aggressive early in this one, trailing by a run. Wouldn't be surprising to see them send Perez on this pitch. Here, 3-2 count with 1 out. Here is Gunnar Friend's payoff delivery. Runner goes. This one is stroked into the gap in right center field and will be run down by Malinchak. Going back to first is back to first. So that one looked like off the bat it was going to be nicely splitting the right and center fielders, Malinchak and Wagenseller, but it kind of tailed back into the path of Malinchak in right. So already a handful of fly ball outs, but most of them pretty routine for the HarbourCats outfielders. There's 2 down now, and Noah Cardenas, the DH, will get his first chance. Mike Perez still the base runner over there at first. Swing and a miss on the first pitch there by Cardenas. 0-1. Now a spin and a throw over. Diving back in is Perez at first safely. Still 0-1 the count to Noah Cardenas, who is another guy in the order for Portland. They've had just a number of really good performances individually, which helps explain why they're such a great offensive team. This one's fouled back, and it's 0-2, but Cardenas hitting at .277, couple of homers and 16 ribbies for him. Really has been a special inaugural campaign for the Pickles. They come into this game at 36-15. They've already wrapped up the first half North Division crown and punched their ticket to the postseason that way. But on both sides of the ball, at the plate and on the mound, they've really put it all together here in 2018. They're first in the West Coast League. Count is a ball and 2 strikes. Here on Cardenas with 2 away in the top of the second inning, and Mike Perez over at first base. And the 1-2 from Gunnar Friend. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A little half-hearted hack by Cardenas, and he came up empty to retire the side. On to the bottom of the second we go on Go Live Broadcast. HarbourCats lead at 1-0.
All right, thank you, Dan. The HarbourCats and Wilson's Transportation are always proud to salute the men and women who serve our country. So will you please rise and join me with welcoming and saying thank you to Master Bombardier Wes Friedel. He served for 6 years in the BC Field Artillery. Now we always think about the work they do to protect our sovereignty, but they also serve us here at home. 2017, he helped fight the fires that afflicted British Columbia. 2018, he helped fight the floods here in British Columbia. So Wes, to you and your colleagues, for all you do around the world and right here at home, thank you very much.
Congratulations, David Stinson, new 24 custom HarbourCats fan shoes from Megan Shoes, who is a moving and Debbie Jarrett, who yesterday the greatest fish and chips match of the day.
It's time to update the season. Max Richard, Game the Green. Who's tonight's lucky fans?
Today we have Chris and Gloria moving on to Regina Allen. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the catcher from Indiana State, number 55, Hayden Jacob.
Bottom half of inning number 2, and it's Hayden Jaco leading it off for the HarbourCats. He was showing bunt there on the first pitch from Joel Casillas, but pulled back and took a strike, so it's 0-1. HarbourCats holding a 1-0 lead on Ryan Ober's RBI single that came with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. It was a fastball at 83 from Casillas, missing upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. HarbourCats with 6, 7, and 8 due up here in the bottom of the second. Jaco, Jordan, and Spawn. That one downstairs and low to Jaco. Count is now 1-2. Jaco getting the start behind the plate for the HarbourCats tonight from Indiana State. This one is a high fly ball to straightaway center. Scoro is underneath it, and he puts it away for out number 1. So Jaco retired here for the first out of the bottom of the second. Now it'll be Rowdy Jordan taking his first hacks of the ball game. Jordan out of Mississippi State, one of the two Bulldogs on this HarbourCats roster in 2018, along with Hunter Van Saw. There's a strike on the outside corner to Jordan. 1 ball and no strikes the count. They're from Casillas. Jordan now awaiting the 0-1 pitch. And a healthy cut, but a miss. And it's 0-2. Jordan is coming off a really good freshman campaign at Mississippi State, where he hit .321 with 7 homers and 37 RBIs in 57 games for the Bulldogs. And those numbers are especially impressive considering that he was a true freshman this past season in the SEC with Mississippi State. So he'll be looking to go back there and build on that in his sophomore campaign. There's a swing and a miss, and that'll be a punch out here for Casillas for the second out of the inning. That the second strikeout of the ball game for Casillas, and there's quickly 2 down here at the bottom of the second. Harrison Spahn will be the hitter trying to extend the inning. Spahn comes in at 2:06. There's a strike. 0-1 the count. Once again, Casillas is ahead. Spahn again at 2:06, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Where he's really impressed this summer, though, for the HarbourCats has been in the field on the left side of the HarbourCats infield, whether it's at short or at third. He's played some really good defense. Made a lot of difficult plays look easy over there on the left side of the HarbourCats infield. There's a high fastball from Casillas missing upstairs. The count to Spahn is 2-1. Tanner Haney waiting on deck. Should Spahn reach here with 2 away. 2-1 pitch is tapped foul and behind home plate to even the count, now 2-2. Here's a look at the defense in behind Casillas tonight for the Pickles. Murphy, Scoro, and Barnum left to right in the outfield. Lopez and Perez on the left side of the infield. As Spahn hits it to the shortstop Perez, he scoops it up. Throw across is in time at first to get Spahn for the out, and we will go to the third at Wilson's Group Stadium.
All right, fans, it is time for the BC Shaver and Homies mini car race. Today we have leading off for the Pickles, the catcher, number 14, Daniel Edson.
On to inning number 3 at Wilson's Group Stadium. Gunnar Friend back to work for the HarbourCats, firing in strike 1 to Daniel Edson, the catcher for the Pickles. It's been a sharp 2 innings for Friend here to start his evening. There's another strike, that one just painting the outside corner, and it's 0-2. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Pickles here in this inning. That one's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Edson, then Lopez, and then back to the top of the order for McKinney. Little half swing there from Edson, and he fouled it away. It's 2-2. Edson, the catcher for the Pickles, hitting 194 overall on the season, along with 6 runs driven in. Now the 2-2 pitch from Friend to Edson is on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Edson chased the high fastball, and Friend got it by him for out number 1. That's the second strikeout for Friend in this game. He's now through 2 1/3. Just the 1 hit allowed, nothing more for him. So here's the number 9 hitter now, and the third baseman, Daniel Lopez. First pitch is swung on and missed there by Lopez, as Friend got an 83-mile-an-hour fastball by him this time. 0-1 the count. Lopez comes in at 258, couple of homers and 12 ribbies for him. Nothing in 1 pitch is a strike, as Lopez was showing bunt, but took it. And it's now 0-2. Don't think Lopez will be looking to drop a bunt down here in this count. No balls and 2 strikes. This one is hit in the air to shallow left field. Coming in from left is Rowdy Jordan, who sees it into his glove, and that'll be out number 2. So another quick 2 outs put up by Gunnar Friend here to start the top of the 3rd, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Jace McKinney, who swung away at the very first pitch of the ball game and flew out to Blake Wagenseller in center. This first pitch of this at-bat missed for ball 1. This one's lined into center field, but it will hang up for Wagenseller, and he puts it away to end the inning. Another nice frame for Gunnar Friend, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd at Wilsons Group Stadium. It's 1-0 HarbourCats.
Tired, man. We got the bus at like 9:30 this morning. Sounds like beer cure that.
Leading off for your HarbourCats from the University of Texas, number 2, Tanner Haney.
Tanner Haney leads off the HarbourCats half of inning number 3 as he takes a fastball up high at 82 from Joel Casillas on the radar gun. 1 ball and no strikes here to start out the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be Haney, and then the HarbourCats will go back to the top of the order for Caleb Ricketts. That one just tapped foul. Getting a little piece of it was Haney. 1 ball and 1 strike. Quick meeting on the mound now between Casillas and Edson. Just 2 hits in this game through the first now 2.5 innings. 1 on either side, but the HarbourCats hit came off the bat of Ryan Ober after Caleb Ricketts reached on a walk, then stole second, was moved over to third on a ground ball, and then came in on the Ober single up the middle. So the HarbourCats lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as we head towards the middle frames. A quick moving game to this point. Here now the 1-1 pitch. That one crowding Haney a little bit inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Well, a good pitching matchup, and it has been a well-pitched game to this point on both sides with Casillas and Friend. There's a fastball well outside. Easy take for Haney to move the count to 3-1. Neither one of these starters throws overly hard. They're not going to overwhelm you with the velocity. We've seen Casillas top out around 82-83, Gunnar Friend around 84-85. That one misses outside to Tanner Haney to draw a walk to lead off the bottom of inning number 3. Good start to the frame for the HarbourCats, the same way they started the first with the man who's now coming to the plate, Caleb Ricketts. But just back to wrap that point on these 2 starters, Casillas and Friend, neither one of them is lighting up the radar gun, but they've both clearly been very effective on the year. 2.70 ERA for Casillas and a ERA sub-2 for Gunnar Friend coming into this game. 1.84 to be exact for him. And that's in 29 1/3 innings of work, so that's no small sample size either. This one hit on the ground towards the hole. Diving stop made by Diaz, and the throw goes to first for the out. Nice play at second there by Diaz to dive and stop that one from getting by him, and then throw out Ricketts for the first out of the inning. Tanner Haney does advance to second. There is never going to be a chance to try to turn 2 on that play. So he's in scoring position now for Hunter Vansaw, who steps back in. He struck out his first time up. So at the very least, Vansaw will be trying to put something in play here in this, his second at-bat. Vansaw grounds one foul past first base on the first pitch of this at-bat. Tanner Haney stands at second in scoring position for the HarbourCats, and they have the right part of the order due up to try to knock him in. Vansaw this time taps it foul back behind home plate. Quickly 0-2. Mike Malinchak waits on deck, and then if the inning gets that far, Ryan Ober would be after him. No balls and 2 strikes is the count here on Hunter Vansaw. Softly hit ground ball to second. Diaz with the throw over to first base to get Vansaw, but Haney advances another 90 feet up to third. And he will be over there at third base with 2 gone now for Malinchak, who will try to do what Ryan Ober did in the first inning and come through with a 2-out base hit. Here's the 0-0 pitch. That one downstairs, good block in the dirt by Edson to keep it right in front of him. Count is 1-0 on Malinchak, of course, with Tanner Haney at third base. Decent speed. Anything that gets a little away from Edson, he'll be trying to come home from third. Another pitch misses, this time crowding Malinchak inside. It's 2-0. Casillas with the look in, and he's now set for the 2-0 delivery. That one's up high, it's 3-0. So we'll see if Casillas is looking to challenge Malinchak here in a good hitter's count, or if he just wants to try his luck with Ryan Ober on deck instead. There's a strike. Malinchuk, I think, was about to toss the bat back towards the dugout and trot to first, but it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Should have the green light here if he wants to swing away. And the 3-1. That one misses low, and it'll be ball 4. So that'll put runners at the corners for the HarbourCats with Malinchuk at first, Tanner Haney, who originally reached on a walk, over there at third base, and Ryan Ober another chance to try to knock in a runner from third base with 2 outs. Ober takes downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Haney at third and Malinchuk at first here with 2 away in the bottom of inning number 3. 1-0 pitch is bounced towards third into the glove of Lopez. He'll go the short way to second to end the inning. As this time Casillas is able to get Ober to get himself out of it without any damage. 1-0, the HarbourCats are in front as we head to the middle innings on Go Live Broadcasts.
Leading off for the Pickles, center fielder for 12,
Back here for the top of the 4th inning in Victoria, and there's a foul back by Gabe Scoro, the center fielder, to start off the top of inning number 4. Gunnar Friend back to work through 3 scoreless for the HarbourCats, just 1 hit allowed, along with a couple of strikeouts. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Portland order here in this top half of the 4th inning. That's a strike, and it's 0-2 on Gabe Scoro. Only hit came from Mike Perez. That one back in the 2nd inning. And that is strike 3 called, catching the outside corner, and the 3rd strikeout of the night for Gunnar Friend. This one a strikeout looking for out number 1. So Scoro is 0 for 2. Here's Gio Diaz getting another chance. There is strike 1. Gunnar Friend has been in and around the zone early and often in the count. That one an 84-mile-an-hour fastball right on that inner part of the plate. A 1 pitch hit on the ground to third. Scooped up by Ober. His long throw across is in plenty of time at first, and there's 2 away. So Friend hasn't just been pitching well, he's been pitching very efficiently. Now through 3 2/3. And the next pitch he throws will be just his 37th of the ball game. It'll be a 0-0 offering to Jack Murphy, the left fielder, who takes just upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. This one popped foul and out of play. Count evens up to 1-1. So here is pitch number 40 coming up from Gunnar Friend. If he can keep up this efficiency, could be looking at a chance to go deep into this game. That one's downstairs though to Murphy. 2 balls and 1 strike. Base is empty, 2 away here in the top of inning number 4, and the 2-1 from Gunnar Friend. This one, a shallow fly ball to left, but coming in and making the play is Jordan, and that'll do it once again for the Pickles here in the 4th. 1-2-3. Gunnar Friend sits him down, and we go to the bottom half in Victoria. It's 1-0 HarbourCats.
We gotta get a wink or something. I gotta change up. Yeah. What's that? I gotta change up. Yeah, I gotta get a wink. You gotta get a wink. You know, like a crisp high five, and then like a little spin. Ah, I like that one. Yeah. You do that one for the next one.
Leading off for your HarbourCats, the center fielder from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, number 51, Blake Wagon Seller.
I haven't touched it all season. You trying to change your luck in the last minute or something like that? No. Okay, good.
Here's Blake Wagon Seller stepping in for the HarbourCats in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0. Victoria leads it on Ryan Ober's RBI single back in the bottom of the 1st. Since then, though, it's been a very well-pitched game on both sides between Gunnar Friend and Joel Casillas. That one's just outside to Wagon Seller, just as the first pitch was of this at-bat as well. 2 balls and no strikes is the count. It'll be Wagon Seller, Jaco, and then Rowdy Jordan due up to hit for Victoria here in their half of inning number 4. Count here is 3-0 on Blake Wagon Seller. And Casillas now delivers the pitch. That one right down the middle for a strike. Looked like Wagon Seller was taking all the way. Well, Casillas has walked the first hitter in the inning, the leadoff man, in 2 of the 3 innings tonight, and he's done the same here to Wagon Seller as he takes up high for ball 4. So now 3 leadoff walks issued by Casillas. Aside from that, he's pitched very well, but in the first inning it came back to cost him as Ricketts led off with a walk and then came in to score with a 2-out base knock by Ober. So now the HarbourCats will try to do the same here and get Wagon Seller in. He does have good speed, not afraid to run, that's for sure, and wouldn't be surprising at all to see him take off at some point. Here's Hayden Jaco awaiting the first pitch, and that's a strike right on the outer half of the plate. 0-1. Just a note on Wagon Seller. He comes to the HarbourCats from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. He didn't see a ton of action as a freshman, just 30 at bats, but he did hit .267 with a home run and 4 RBIs. But more so about the base stealing, which he's bluffing. Now he has to quickly get back to first as the snap throw down from Edson was just in behind him. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wagenseller back in over there at first. Wagenseller in high school as a senior hit .408 along with 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases. So he did showcase that dual power speed threat. This one is strike 3 called on Hayden Jaco as he is down looking for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the left fielder from Mississippi State, number 3, Rowdy Jordan.
So 1 on and 1 out now for Rowdy Jordan. First pitch to Jordan is scooting away from Edson, and Wagenseller got a great jump, and he is safe at second. There was no throw from Edson. Right away, it didn't actually get that far away from Daniel Edson, but right away, Wagenseller saw it, and he was able to commit to the decision to go down to second, and it paid off for him as he was in there standing up. So he's now in scoring position here for Jordan. This one hit towards the hole and into right field. Wagenseller getting the wave around. He will come in to score. And it's 2-0 HarbourCats. This time Rowdy Jordan coming through with the RBI single. And again, the leadoff walk does come back to bite Joel Casillas. It was not an overly hard hit ball towards first, but it took a little bit of an odd hop on the first baseman, Jace McKinney. So Jordan now stands at first base with 1 away. HarbourCats now have a 2-run lead. This is Harrison Spahn, who held up on the swing but took a strike. 0-1. Big breaking ball upstairs. That one not close. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Spahn. HarbourCats trying to keep it going here in inning number 4. They got their first run of the game back in the first. Now have 1 more to make it 2-0. But still only 1 out. Rowdy Jordan at first base. Chance for more as Spahn pops this one up right up the chute. Who's it going to be for the Pickles? It's McKinney in from first to make the catch, and there's 2 gone. So Spahn is retired on the pop-up right in front of the mound. And Tanner Haney will get another chance. He walked his first time. Haney from the University of Texas. He's the son of HarbourCats assistant coach Todd Haney, who also played at the University of Texas before going on to reach the big leagues. Runner goes for second. Here's the throw down, and it is in time for the out as Jordan is caught trying to steal second. And that'll end the 4th inning. On we go to inning number 5. 2-0. The HarbourCats have the lead.
Let's go down to the third baseline. Mark Rising has a contestant who's trying to win $500 cash. They bring the ball through the whole middle of the belt to the backside. Today we have Ryan. Whenever you're ready, Ryan, shoot shots.
So good.
Let me show you why. Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica, ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery, sorting, roasting every bean. Taste test each cup. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Handcraft fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it up.
Cool. How are you making donuts?
Quick moving ball game already in the 5th inning here at Wilson's Group Stadium. 2-0, the Pickles trail the Victoria HarbourCats as Gunnar Friend fires across a first pitch strike here to Mike Perez, who to this point in the game is the only Portland Pickle to have a base hit off of Gunnar Friend. This one's flown to right towards the foul line goes Malinchak, and he will make the play on the run for the first out of the inning. Once again, Gunnar Friend able to get the leadoff man in the frame, and he continues to cruise for the HarbourCats now through 4 1/3 scoreless frames, just 1 hit allowed along with 3 strikeouts. And Friend now has retired the last 10 men he's seen come to the plate. First pitch missed there to Brady Barnum, the right fielder. 1-0 pitch is hit hard towards the hole and past Harrison Spawn into left field. So Barnum has himself a single. Second hit of the game for the Pickles, and they'll have 1 on with 1 out. Portland trying to get their offense going. HarbourCats with the 1 run in the first and 1 more in the fourth to lead 2-0, but still with the offense that Portland has, they can come alive in a hurry. We know that. They're trying to do so here in the top of the 5th. Some shadows are starting to creep onto the field, almost covering most of the infield. Could present a bit of a challenge to the hitters with a fair bit of shadow, but also a tiny little bit of daylight, just a strip of sunlight in between the mound and the plate. Just about 7:45 local time here in Victoria. This fast-moving ball game in large part thanks to Gunnar Friend, who has just been on cruise control to this point for the HarbourCats, and Joel Casillas as well, who has pitched fairly well. There's a swing and a miss by Noah Cardenas, the DH. 0-2 is the count. I think, though, the fans in attendance here in Victoria won't want this game to move along too quickly because, of course, with the fireworks post-game, usually there is about a 20 to 30 minute break after the final out before the fireworks start, just to wait until it's dark enough. But if this game keeps humming along, could be a longer break than that before the fireworks. That one's just downstairs below the knees. A gutsy take by Cardenas, but it's 1-2. Cardenas struck out his first time up, hitting with a runner at first and 1 out here in the top of inning number 5. And the 1-2 from Gunnar Friend. Reaching it out and fouling it away is Cardenas. Still 1-2. Base runner at first is Brody Barnum after the base hit. Second hit of the game for the Pickles. HarbourCats as well only have the 2 hits, but they've both been RBI singles. The difference really is that Casillas has walked 4 batters and Friend has not walked any. Now time is called before the 1-2 pitch from Friend as Cardenas steps out. Now here is the 1-2. Close but missing for 2-2. Gunnar Friend with the look in, and he is now set at the letters for the 2-2 delivery. This one is popped foul and out of play. We'll do it again on 2-2. Regardless of the outcome of this at bat, Noah Cardenas has done what not many of his teammates in the order for the Pickles have been able to do tonight, which is get some pitches out of Gunnar Friend. Really trying to make him work a little bit harder than he's had to through the first 4 frames here in inning number 5. At the very least, maybe tire him out a bit. 2-2 is foul tip back to the backstop, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Noah Cardenas has Friend trying to find one more good pitch here to solve Noah Cardenas. And another foul. That time Barnum was running from first. He'll have to go back there as it was fouled back. But again, Noah Cardenas just continues to battle up there at the plate for the Pickles. Friend and Hayden Jaco going through the signs, and it's another 2-2. This one popped up, could be in play. Jaco giving it a look, and he will make the catch, 2 down. So Friend wins the battle, but Cardenas, as mentioned, does finally get some pitches out of Gunnar Friend. He had to really work hard to get him out. But there are now 2 away in the frame as Gunnar Friend looks for one more out to get himself in line for the win, would be eligible with the HarbourCats up 2-0. So Barnum's still over there at first base. Now it's Daniel Edson, who also struck out his first time. Runner goes for second. Here's the throw down and out at second base. Great toss by Hayden Jaco, and that'll end the inning. 2-0 HarbourCats still lead it as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
All right, fans, our friends from Cool FM have got all kinds of great prizes. We're going to throw it in the crowd. I need everybody to make some noise.
Halfway home at Wilson's Group Stadium, 2-0. The HarbourCats lead the Portland Pickles here on this Monday night, the first of 3. The final home series of the 2018 West Coast League regular season, this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday set. And the first ever trip for the Portland Pickles to Victoria in their inaugural West Coast League season. There's a strike there to Tanner Haney to start out the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Pickles here out to start out inning number 5. Colin Suter, the 6'4", 190-pound righty from Gonzaga. That one at 89 on the fastball. Clocked on the radar gun there, but it missed outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Suter now is set for the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss by Haney, who is a little behind the fastball. 1-2. Suter has posted very strong numbers on the campaign. He's 3-2 with a 1.55 ERA in 9 appearances. This is his 10th Also made 3 starts for the Pickles. Fastball misses outside. That one touched 91. And it's now 2-2. You can just hear the glove of the catcher, Daniel Edson, just snap a little harder. As Suter reached back for a little extra that time. Now it's the 2-2. And a foul back. Count holds it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just to finish the numbers for Suter on the campaign, he's allowed 21 hits and 15 walks in 29 innings of work, along with 27 strikeouts. So walks at time have been a little bit of an issue for him, as Haney waves and misses at the 76 mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Suter changed speeds on him for out number 1.
Now that is the first baseman from the University of San Diego, number 44, Caleb.
So back to the top of the HarbourCats order, and it's Caleb Ricketts. Ricketts in this game 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. This one is flown deep down the left field line. This ball is just foul. That one would have been extra bases had it fallen in down the left field line, but it was about maybe 5 or 6 feet foul. Ricketts just a little tardy on the swing. It also landed pretty close to the wall, right around the base of the wall, just in foul territory. 0-1 pitch, tapped on up the middle. A high chopper, having to wait for it, and now throwing out Ricketts is Diaz. That was not an easy play, as he had to wait until it came down to him. But he was still able to just get Ricketts at first for the second out of the inning. So quickly 2 away here for Hunter Vansaw now, with the bases cleared. Colin Suter has looked sharp since he's entered this game to start the HarbourCats half of the 5th. Swing and a miss there by Vansaw, and it's 0-1. Another 91 mile-an-hour fastball out of the hand of Colin Suter. HarbourCats do have a right-hander warming up now for them in their bullpen. 0-1 pitch is in tight this time, right in on the hands of Vansaw, and it's a ball and a strike.
Going to stay in just this end and do a sweep there and sweep back in the middle as we go up to the end and back? You can go 1 sweep back.
Vansaw drives one in the air to deep left center field. Scoro back, looking up, and it is gone. An opposite field home run for Hunter Vansaw makes it 3-0 HarbourCats. And we know he has that type of power. He's shown it off on numerous occasions with the HarbourCats, both this year and last year. That is his 15th home run, make that his 13th overall as a HarbourCat, if you combine now his 5 this season with his 8 last year. And that injects some life back here into the crowd at Wilson's Group Stadium to make it a 3-0 HarbourCats lead. And again, Victoria just needs to try to keep adding on as much as they can as we approach the late innings of this game, knowing how quickly this Portland offense can heat up. That one is shot foul just past third base by Mike Malinchak. 0-1. Base is empty with 2 away after the home run ball by Vansaw. And the 0-1 pitch from Suter. That one's downstairs, below the knees of Malinchak. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Those Canada geese flybys are excellent luck, it turns out.
Count is even now, 1-1. Another one lined foul. Malinchak a little late on the swing, but got good wood on it. It's 1-2. Certainly is a difference, that's for sure, when If you're a HarbourCats hitter starting out facing Joel Casillas, around 82 with the fastball, now you're facing Suter, who's throwing 91. Got to start the swing just that little bit sooner. 1-2. And this one was a breaking ball that Malinchuk stayed behind and fouled off. Still a ball and 2 strikes. As they say, though, it doesn't matter how hard you throw it. If it's not in the right spot, a good hitter will hit it. And Hunter Vansaw took Suter over the wall just a moment ago in this inning. That's fouled away once again by Malinchuk to hold the count at 1-2. Mike Malinchuk now putting up a good battle in this at-bat, trying to extend the inning for Ryan Ober, who waits on deck. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And another foul back. There's another off-speed pitch, looked like either a slider or a curveball. One clocked at 76 on the radar gun, but Malinchuk has proven that when he's thrown that pitch in this at-bat, he's going to stay behind it and foul it away. Good 2-strike approach from Malinchuk. Here's another 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. This time he came at him with the fastball, and Malinchuk couldn't catch up to it. HarbourCats get another run on the Hunter Vansaw solo shot. It's 3-0 Victoria as we head to the 6th.
This is you.
On to inning number 6 at Wilson's Group Stadium. Daniel Edson, the catcher, will lead it off for the Portland Pickles, who trail now 3-0 after the Hunter Vansaw solo shot in the last half inning. Gunnar Friend still out there for Victoria, looking strong as Edson pops up the first pitch. This one is in play. Ryan Ober underneath it, and he will make the catch for the first out. So an infield pop-up there for Gunnar Friend to start out the top of the 6th inning. As Edson is retired, now it's Daniel Lopez. Well, we talked about it in the open, but let's, in this 6th inning, the top of it, let's go into a little more detail now about the scenario that has to happen for the HarbourCats to make the playoffs. It is a bit of a complicated one, but we'll go through it now and give it a go at explaining what exactly needs to fall into place here. As Lopez takes a strike, it's 0-1. So first and foremost, the HarbourCats must win all 3 games this week at home against the Pickles. So let's get that out of the way right off the bat. Any loss for the HarbourCats would eliminate them from postseason contention. So they need to sweep. We know that, and that's what they control as Gunnar Friend tosses in strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Daniel Lopez. The second thing that needs to happen is that the Bellingham Bells must win the second half division crown. And in order for that to happen, as this one is yanked down the left field line, this will get down for extra bases. Taking a big turn around first, headed for second, and in there standing up is Lopez with a 1-out double. But again, back to the postseason picture. The Bells, who won the first half, they must win the second half as well to make it so that the second playoff spot in the North Division goes to the second best overall record. The HarbourCats cannot win the division in the second half, but they still can have the second best overall record. So in order for the Bells to win the division, the Yakima Valley Pippins must lose at least 2 of 3 in their final series of the regular season this week against the Corvallis Knights. This one's tapped on the ground to second. Haney throws it to first for out number 2. Lopez goes to third, so there's 2 down in the inning now. Lopez over there at third base. As the Pickles try to scrape across their first run of the game. But again, back to the Bells, they've actually already completed their 54-game regular season schedule, so they do not play again. And they finished the 27-game second half at 17-11. They actually played an extra game in the second half that was due to a rainout from the first half that was rescheduled and officially counts towards the second half standings. So the Bells are currently in a tie for first with the Pippins entering tonight, who are 15-9 in the second half, as this one's hit right to second, scooped up by Haney. He throws it to first, and that's the inning. Gunnar Friend works his way out of it, and we'll continue talking about how the HarbourCats can make the playoffs when we return for the bottom of the 6th.
It is time for the Moxie minute. We're going to go down to the field machine. All right, thank you, Dan. We have a special guest. Now, I got this when I was coming in. I think a lot of you did get one of these. And now I've actually known Jim Swanson for 24 years. I realized that he also kind of is like Keith Richards. He was once young and now he's old. There was nothing in between. So, but Jim, that's not what I want to talk about. Actually, I want to talk about 50 years. Actually, you are now in your 51st, just so you know. But I want to talk about the last number 6. 6 years. Can you imagine when you came to Victoria 6 years ago what you see tonight?
Pretty fun to see all you in the crowd. I gotta admit to that.
So, I'm not going to suggest we sing Happy Birthday because I can't sing. But can we give Jim a cheer for not only making 50 years, but for what he's done here in Victoria for baseball. So everyone please rise up and give Jim Swanson a big hand.
Paper, that's amazing.
Leading off for your HarbourCats, the third baseman from Oregon State, number 9, Ryan Ober.
Here is Ryan Ober leading off the HarbourCats half of inning number 6. It's 3-0. Victoria in front of Portland here on this Monday night, game 1 of 3. Here to close out the 2018 West Coast League regular season for these two teams. First pitch from Suter to Ober is in for a strike. And it's no balls and 1 strike the count. HarbourCats will send Ober, Wagenseller, and Jaco up to hit the middle third of their order here in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 0-1 from Suter drops in for a strike. 0-2. Well, in the last half inning, we were talking about the detailed scenario which the HarbourCats need to have happen for them to qualify for the postseason. So let's pick that right back up here in the bottom of the 6th. We talked about the fact that the HarbourCats must win all 3 to close out their regular season here at home against Portland. And we also talked about the fact that the Yakima Valley Pippins need to lose 2 of 3 to the Corvallis Knights for Victoria to have a chance. But one other thing needs to happen as well. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But again, the Bells are they're all finished. They've played their 54 games. And they are tied right now entering this Monday night as Ober strikes out. That one caught looking for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. The Bells are tied at 17-11 with the Pippins, who are 15-9. They have 2 less losses and 2 less wins. And the Pippins as well overall on the season are 26 and 25. So if the Pippins win the series against Corvallis, then they are in. They control their own destiny. But if they lose that series, it would give Bellingham the second half division crown, as this one's driven into deep right center field and will get down for a long base hit. Wagenseller is held to just the one base. One looked like it might get into the gap for a chance at 2 for Wagenseller, but he'll have to settle for just the single. So if the Pippins lose that series in Corvallis, it would open the door for the other 3 teams still sniffing around in the north, which are the Kelowna Falcons, also at 26 and 25 overall on the season, the Wenatchee Apple Sox at 25 and 26, and the HarbourCats at 25 and 26. This is Hayden Jaco hitting with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 6. First pitch bounces away from Edson, and Wagenseller will advance up to second. It's the second time in this game where Wagenseller has stolen an extra 90 feet for the HarbourCats on a ball that didn't get too far away from Daniel Edson, but just far enough. And he got another good jump on that one. So the count is 1-0 here to Jaco. So again, if the Bells do win the division, as Edson goes out to the mound for a chat, if the Bells win the division in the second half, then it goes to the second best overall record. You throw away the first and second half separate records, and you look at the overall season-long records. So again, the Apple Sox are 25 and 26, the HarbourCats are 25 and 26, the Falcons are 26 and 25, and the Pickles are 26 and 25. So what complicates things is that the Apple Sox and the Falcons are actually playing each other in a 3-game series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which from the HarbourCats standpoint can be both a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because it means somebody has to lose each game, but what cannot happen is a sweep by either team. If either the Apple Sox or the Falcons sweep that series, they are guaranteed to finish ahead of the HarbourCats, even if the HarbourCats sweep the the Pickles, I should say, here in this series in Victoria. That one dropped in for a strike to Jaco. It's 2-1 with Wagenseller at second and 1 away. Colin Suter with the long look in, and he's now set at the belt for the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss there by Jaco, 2-2. So based on tiebreakers, even if the Cats do sweep Portland to finish at 28 and 26, if the Falcons sweep, they would still be a game up at 29 and 25. And if the Apple Sox sweep, they would be tied with the HarbourCats at 28 and 26, but they hold the tiebreaker over Victoria thanks to their 5-1 record in the season series head-to-head. As Jaco strikes out, another fastball that Suter was able to get by a HarbourCats hitter. Now it's 2 gone in the inning. So they'll take a 2-out base hit here from Rowdy Jordan to give Wagenseller a chance to score. So essentially the HarbourCats, they need to win all 3. They need Yakima Valley to lose 2 of 3 to Corvallis. And then they need neither the Apple Sox or the Falcons to sweep each other. They need that series to be a split somewhat, with either team taking just 2 out of 3. And just a note, even if the Falcons do take 2 of 3, in which case they would be tied if the HarbourCats were to sweep at 28 and 26. The HarbourCats have the tiebreaker over the the Kelowna Falcons. So that would get the HarbourCats in. This one is blooped down the left field line, could be trouble, and it falls in. Wagenseller comes in to score. Going now to third is Rowdy Jordan, and he is safe at third. It's a bloop triple for Jordan and some heads-up base running. He knew that no one was at third base, so he just kept on running. And it's now a 4-0 ball game. So now it's Harrison Spahn getting a chance. HarbourCats with 2 outs in this bottom of the 6th. Now a run in to make it 4-0. trying to get another one here with Jordan 90 feet away at third base. And Spawn takes a breaking ball downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. So just to wrap that whole scenario, the long story short is this. Victoria must win all 3 as Spawn hits it on the ground to short. Quick throw across is in time. Dug out nicely at first by McKinney to retire the side. We will recap all of that long story with a quick couple of sentences in the next inning about how the HarbourCats can get in. On the ground.
Thanks to the commissioners for providing security for all Victoria HarbourCats games. Commissioners trusted every day, everywhere. Safeguarding communities. Today we're kicking off the final regular season homestand of 2018. Tomorrow night's Jersey Off Our Backs game brought to you by Oakland Brown. And Wednesday's Passion Sports Fan Appreciation Night are set for a 6:35 p.m. start. These games you will not want to miss. Get tickets online or at the HarbourCats office at 1814 Vancouver. Now pitching for your HarbourCats from Georgia Southern, number 12, Boston Humphrey. Leading up for the Pickles, the second baseman, number 7, Gio Diaz.
On to the late innings of this one here on this Monday night at Wilson's Group Stadium. 4-0, the HarbourCats lead the Portland Pickles in a must-win game here if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. New pitcher for the HarbourCats is Lawson Humphreys, the righty out of Georgia Southern. And he pitches to Gio Diaz, the second baseman and number 3 hitter in the order for the Pickles. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the pitch from Humphreys downstairs, 2-1. Well, just to finally wrap up that long explanation of how the HarbourCats can get in, we hope you were following along with that, and we're I didn't lose too many of you there, but here's the simple and the short story is that Victoria must win all 3. Yakima Valley must lose 2 of 3 to Corvallis, and there cannot be a sweep either by Wenatchee or Kelowna in that series between those 2 teams. So if all that happens, the HarbourCats will clinch a playoff spot. So I suppose I could have just said that and left it at that instead of rambling on and on for the past 2 half innings, but the HarbourCats are still alive. That's the moral of the story, and they're ahead 4-0 here as we start the top of the 7th here on the Portland Pickles. There was a leadoff walk issued to Gio Diaz, so he stands at first with nobody out. Here now is Jack Murphy, the left fielder, and Murphy lifts a fly ball into left. Rowdy Jordan to his right towards the foul line, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Lawson Humphreys on the season at 1-0 with a 3.85 ERA. This is his 20th appearance out of the bullpen of the summer. It's been a real dependable arm down there for the HarbourCats and Brian McRae. He's allowed 21 hits and 6 walks and 18 2/3 innings of work with 18 strikeouts. And he's coming off of a streak of 4 straight scoreless outings. So he'll look to continue that trend here in this outing tonight. That one's shot foul, pulled down the third base side by Mike Perez, the shortstop, who is 1 for 2. Humphreys coming in here to start out the 7th inning in relief of Gunnar Friend, who went 6 scoreless, really strong innings. This one backhanded by Ober. There's one, and the throw to first, not in time. That would have been a very nice double play for the HarbourCats had the throw from Tanner Haney been in time at first, but it was all the way around the horn, just took a little while to get there. And Perez, who runs well, was able to beat it out for a fielder's choice. Here now is Brady Barnum, the right fielder. Runner at first and 2 gone now in the inning. Nothing in 1 pitch is swung on and missed. Nothing in 2. Lawson Humphreys trying to work around the leadoff walk and put up a clean top half of the 7th. And the 0-2. That is strike 3 called. Barnum down looking, and we go to the stretch at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats hold a 4-0 lead.
All right, fans, it is time for the BC Transit 7th inning stretch. Get on up, stretch it out, so you can take the football game.
Bottom of inning number 7 rolls in here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and it's led off by Tanner Haney, the second baseman, and the number 9 hitter. He will start things off in the inning for the HarbourCats before they go back to the top of the order for Caleb Ricketts. Haney in this game 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout on his line. Now the 1-0 pitch from Suter is grounded just foul past third base, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the HarbourCats still hold a 4-0 lead, which, again, they needed to do. They need to get this one to the finish line to stay alive in the playoff race. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We usually do that in the 9th inning when some of the games are final, but we'll do it a little earlier tonight, and we'll check back in later as well. The Corvallis Knights do have a 5-3 lead on the Yakima Valley Pippins. So that's a good scoreline. That one in the bottom of the 5th. That's a good scoreline from the HarbourCats standpoint. And in Kelowna, as Haney strikes out, just check that. That was strike 2 on the little half swing. I think he wanted to check his swing but couldn't hold back. So it's 1-2. But in Kelowna, the Wenatchee Apple Sox have a 3-2 lead over the Kelowna Falcons. So again, the HarbourCats don't really mind what goes on down there in Kelowna this week, so long as there's not a sweep. So here in the opener of the series, again, the HarbourCats are pretty impartial to who wins that game. But if Corvallis can hold on to their 5-3 lead over Yakima, that would put a lot of pressure on the Pippins to win their final 2 on the road at Goss Stadium in Corvallis. There's a swing and a miss by Haney in the dirt, thrown down by Edson to first to complete the strikeout, and that'll be the first out of the bottom of the 7th. So Haney strikes out. We'll go back to Caleb Ricketts now in the top of the HarbourCats order. Ricketts 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Hunter Vansaw will be next after him, after Vansaw went deep on that opposite field solo home run in his last at bat. The field is completely in the shadows now at Wilson's Group Stadium as the sun continues to set here on this Monday night in Victoria. Fast-moving ball game. Still a lot of daylight left as the floodlights in center field have turned on, but have not really started to take over yet. First pitch crowded, Ricketts in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. This one a soft ground ball to second. Diaz scoops it up and the throw beats Ricketts to the bag at first. 2 down. Well, again, we do have fireworks for the fans at the ballpark coming up after the game. So this game continues to move right along. There is going to have to be a little bit of a wait before the fireworks show begins, so that there's enough darkness. Still a good amount of daylight left, but we are still in the 7th inning. Here with 2 away now, Hunter Vansaw, and the base is empty, getting another chance to hit. Vansaw with a foul back on the first pitch from Suter. 0-1. Well, aside from that mistake to Vansaw from Suter and the bloop triple that you can't really fault Suter for, that scored a run off the bat of Rowdy Jordan, as Vansaw sends one deep in the air to straightaway center, and it is caught on the warning track by Scoro, who crashes into the wall, but he holds on to retire the side. Vansaw put a charge into that ball, but it's just a deep fly out. And we go on to inning number 8 at Wilson's Group Stadium. It's 4-0 HarbourCats on Go Live Broadcast.
I understand Brandon is 30. Your 30th birthday, Brandon. Happy birthday, pal. So for your birthday, what we're going to let you do, because you probably haven't had any beers, so we're going to get you to spin around a whole bunch of times with your head down. That's fun. And you're going to run a high-five Harbour. You've got to sing on the non-commercial that he wrote. On your mark, get set, go. Fans, if you look on page 27 of your lucky program, for 30 minutes of free outside, do fun with a flying squirrel indoor trampoline park located on Newfield Road to get you the time off a flying squirrel.
Top of the 8th inning rolls in at Wilson's Group Stadium, and Lawson Humphreys is back on the mound here to work the 8th after he put up a clean top of the 7th inning. Humphreys able to fire across strike one to Noah Cardenas, the DH. This one hit hard but foul past third base. Just out in front of it was Cardenas, and it's 0-2. Bottom third of the order here due up to hit for the Pickles in their half of inning number 8 as they try to muster up some offense. Cardenas, though, behind 0-2. This one bounced up the middle, flagged down at second by Haney, but he lost his footing as he just crept onto the outfield grass. Perhaps a little bit of a wet or slippery spot out there, and so Cardenas will reach. That should be a hit. It is ruled a base hit, the 4th of the game for Portland. But they have nothing to show for it in the run column. The HarbourCats, meanwhile, have 4 runs on 5 hits. Looks like we'll get a pinch runner here as well. And Daniel Budke is going to be the pinch runner, lifting the DH Cardenas. So Budke will run it first. There's nobody out here in the top of inning number 8. That one outside on the first pitch fastball at 89 on the radar gun from Lawson Humphreys. Missed outside to Daniel Edson, the catcher. Edson tonight 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And there is strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Well, pitching with a 4-run lead here, Humphreys doesn't need to worry too much about Budke over there at first. Just has to keep dialed in at the plate, focused on getting the hitter out. 1-2. Bounce towards second. Covering the bag is Humphreys, and the throw from Haney is just in time for out number 1. That one got past Caleb Ricketts at first, and Humphreys was alert. He was able to race over there and field it, or field the throw at least, from Tanner Haney. So it'll be a ground out for Edson. Lopez now will hit with Budke in scoring position at second. Lopez 1 for 2 in this game. Has one of the 4 hits on the board for the Pickles tonight, along with Barnum, Perez, and the other one, I believe, by Diaz. Check that, Cardenas with the infield hit in this inning just a moment ago, before he was lifted for the pinch runner. One ball and 1 strike is the count here on Daniel Lopez. Couple of chances here for the Pickles to knock in their first run of the game if they can find some outfield grass. Lopez hitting here with 1 away. Daniel Budke, the runner, at second. 1-1 pitch is fouled back in behind home plate, and it's 1-2. Lawson Humphreys looks in for the signs from Hayden Jaco, and he's set for the 1-2. This one's drilled to deep left field. Rowdy Jordan back, looking up at the wall, and it's gone. A 2-run home run for Daniel Lopez will cut this deficit in half for the Pickles. It's 4-2. Well, I talked about it a couple of times earlier in this game, the fact that this Pickles team, you can hold them down for a while offensively, but you won't hold them down for long. It's just a matter of time. Now the challenge for Humphreys and the HarbourCats will be to get 5 more defensive outs and keep their 2-run cushion. Back to the top of the order now for Jace McKinney, who looks at ball 1 inside. HarbourCats as well will certainly try their very best to add on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Try to get Humphreys some insurance, but first and foremost here, Humphreys trying to work his way through the top of the 8th inning in need of 2 more outs. Bases are now clear after the long ball. There's a strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike now on Jace McKinney. This one is lined into center and will get down for a base hit. So the tying run will now come to the plate for the Pickles as McKinney's able to reach base for his first base knock of the game. That'll make him 1 for 4. And the right part of the order is coming up to the plate now for Portland with Gabe Scoro and then Gio Diaz, their leading RBI man, after him if the inning gets that far. Looks like a little bit of movement just starting up in the HarbourCats bullpen, but no one has started throwing as of yet. First pitch fastball misses up high from Humphreys to Gabe Scoro, the center fielder. Scoro 0 for 3 with a punch out on his line, so you could say he is due for a hit. This one chopped foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jace McKinney, the runner at first, here with Gabe Scoro at the plate. And that one misses from Humphreys, 2 balls and 1 strike.
I can see if they're coming at me.
Well, we talked about how successful this inaugural season has been for the Pickles in the West Coast League, coming over from the Great West League. Last season, they finished 4th in the Great West League at 31-29. But this year, they're in the West Coast League, which generally is considered a move up in terms of the summer collegiate league. 3 balls and 1 strike now, the count. Gabe Scoro worked himself into a good hitter's count here with 1 out and a runner at first. This one is popped up into foul ground and will get out of play, so it's full 3-2. But for the Pickles, you'd expect with their West Coast League best 36-15 record, you'd expect that they have been good on both sides of the ball, and they certainly have. Offensively, they're second in runs scored with 305, second in home runs with 39, now 40 with that one just a moment ago in this inning. They're also second in total bases coming into tonight with 701. And the Pickles do actually pace the West Coast League. They're first in team OPS and slugging percentage and second in team batting average at 283. Another one grounded foul there by Scoro on 3-2. We'll do it over again. Count still full, 3-2. And another one fouled over towards the HarbourCats dugout. A couple of players had to duck for cover over there as that one was just spoiled away by Scoro. Clear emergency hack. But just back to the Pickles on the pitching side, they've also been very good as well. This one is bounced up the middle. Spawn will just go to first with it for 1. And they get Scoro for the out. Up to second base goes McKinney. And there's now 2 away. But one factor to consider with the Pickles is that they do have a very small park. The outfield at Walker Stadium is actually only about 330 feet to straightaway center. So the Pickles aren't actually first in the West Coast League in home runs. They do trail Port Angeles by 18 entering this series. So the lefties in Port Angeles are clearly a very good home run hitting team. But Portland is second. What is impressive, though, on the pitching side for this Portland staff is that the Pickles pitching staff has only allowed the second fewest home runs of any staff in the West Coast League, despite the fact that they play half their games in a really small yard. So that tells you a lot about how good the pitching has been for Portland this season. This one is line foul and into the seats for a souvenir. 0-2 is the count here on Gio Diaz. More notes on the pitching staff for the Pickles this season. They've allowed the fewest runs in the West Coast League, the fewest hits, and they have the most strikeouts. Also the lowest opponent's batting average in the West Coast League. As this one is hit hard to short, Spahn with the glove on the short hop, and the throw got him at first. That was not an easy play, but Spahn made it look easy to retire the side. On we go to the bottom of the 8th at Wilson's Group Stadium. 4-2, the HarbourCats still lead it.
2 tickets to the Victoria Bus, 2 tickets to the Rosalie Walk, 2 free waffles, 2 free donaires, and we're even going to give you the first prize that you passed on. 2 tickets to Wednesday night's game with Fan Appreciation Night. Thank you very much for playing, Charlie. All right, let's do some singing.
BCLC is proud to be a part of communities across BC. From entertainment and great prizes to jobs and support for the tourism industry, the benefits of our business are province-wide. Every year, our players generate more than $1 billion for the province of BC, which is used to support healthcare, education, and community groups. Together, we play it forward.
One more chance to add on for the Victoria HarbourCats tonight as they hold a 2-run lead, 4-2. Mike Malinchak strokes a single up the middle and into center to lead off the home half of the 8th inning. And the HarbourCats have a base runner at first with nobody out. Now it's Ryan Ober getting a chance to hit. Well, the HarbourCats, as mentioned, just trying to use this bottom of the 8th inning to give themselves a little more insurance. They do have a 2-run cushion, but they'll try to get another run or 2 perhaps here in the bottom of the 8th before the top of the 9th, when they'll look to get 3 more outs to pick up a badly needed victory. We know it's a must-win game. All 3 of these are must-win games if the HarbourCats want to keep their postseason aspirations alive. This one's thrown into center field, and Malinchak will advance to third. A fortunate break there for the HarbourCats as the throw by the catcher Daniel Edson was not a wild one. It was kind of around the bag, but just was not fielded by, I believe, the second baseman Diaz covering the bag. And now it looks like they're going to rule that as batter's interference on Ryan Ober, which will send Malinchek back to first. Brian McRae's not happy. I think he's pointing in the dirt into the batter's box of where Ober was. Ober's not happy either, but it's 0-1 the count. Malinchek is going to have to go back to first base. And Ober right on batter's interference. Ober is out. So Malinchek is still over there at first now with one away. Blake Wagenseller will be the hitter. And that went from a fortunate break for the HarbourCats to a fortunate one for the Pickles. Instead of Malinchek at third with nobody out, he's at first again with one out. And that is certainly a big difference. This one is hit hard on the ground to third, going to second for one. Relay throw to first is not in time. Wagenseller runs well, and he was able to beat out the double play to just make it a fielder's choice. There's now 2 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hayden Jaco will get another chance here to hit. Jaco 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight, so he'll look to rectify that in this at-bat. Wagenseller aboard at first. See if he's trying to run for second to get himself into scoring position. Jaco with a swing and a foul back on the first pitch here from Colin Suter. It's 0-1. Well, Suter now is through 3 2/3 pretty solid innings of relief. He's allowed the 2 earned runs on 4 hits and no walks, along with 5 strikeouts. Throw goes over to first. Malinchek dives back in. But again, one of those earned runs, of course, was the mistake he made to Hunter Vansaw that Vansaw hit over the wall. And the other was on the bloop triple that just fell in perfectly down the left field line for Rowdy Jordan. So you can't fault Suter for that. And he has pitched quite well overall, coming in to relieve the starter, Joel Casillas. He's ahead here, 0-2 on Hayden Jaco. And the pitch. Jaco spoils it away. That one a high fastball, and it's still 0-2. Wagenseller with a small lead off of first, and the 0-2 is in the dirt. Wagenseller running for second, and the throw down gets him at second base to end the inning. Better throw this time from Edson, the catcher, to get Wagenseller, and we go to the top of the 9th. HarbourCats trying to find 3 more outs to take the victory tonight here in Game 1. On to the top of the ninth at Wilson's Group Stadium, and Tyler Yoshihara is on for the save for the HarbourCats as the HarbourCats look for 3 more outs here in the top of inning number 9 to take the win in the opener of this series. 1-0 pitch here to Jack Murphy is fouled away by Tyler Yoshihara, or is fouled away as Yoshihara now works his way into an even count, 1-1. Well, it is starting to get a little darker, but still should be a little bit of a pause before the fireworks after the game. But Tyler Yoshihara and the HarbourCats are just trying to wrap this one up as soon as they can here in the top of the ninth, nursing a 2-run lead. Count is 2 balls and a strike now to Murphy. And Yoshihara delivers the pitch. That one's just a little outside, and it's 3-1. Middle third of the order scheduled to hit for the Pickles here in the ninth. Murphy, Perez, and Barnum, the right fielder, will hit. This one is hit to first, fielded by Ricketts. He flips to Yoshihara, who steps on the bag. Throw was a little behind him, but he was able to keep his composure, and that's out number 1. Well, Yoshihara has been excellent on the season for the HarbourCats. 3-0 with a 1.47 ERA. This is his 17th appearance out of the bullpen. He's allowed 14 hits and 10 walks in 24 1/3 innings of work. And he also has 25 strikeouts. Yoshihara, if he can get the final 2 outs of this game, will lock down his 5th save of the season. HarbourCats have kind of, at times this summer, had a bit of a closer by committee approach. Not one single guy has gotten all the save opportunities, but Yoshihara has led the pack with his 4. Oh, 1 pitch just outside here, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Mike Perez. Yoshihara was one of 3 All-Star selections this season for the HarbourCats in the West Coast League, along with Garrett Goodall and Jed Fagg. Thoroughly deserved. He's been really good from start to finish in the back end of the HarbourCats bullpen. That last pitch was fouled back by Perez, so it's 1-2. Yoshihara looking for 1 more good pitch to finish him off. This one's driven in the air to deep center. Wagenseller back on the warning track makes the catch, and there's 2 away. So the Pickles are down to their final out tonight, and Yoshihara, to this point in this 9th inning, has been able to keep the tying run in the on-deck circle, which is exactly what he wanted to do. There is Brody Barnum trying to extend the game for the Pickles. There's a first pitch strike from Yoshihara to Barnum. Quick look around those other 2 games that the HarbourCats are keeping an eye on. A couple of 7-3 score lines. The Knights on top of the Pippins 7-3, and the Wenatchee Apple Sox on top of the Falcons down in Kelowna 7-3. No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A foul tip held onto by the catcher Jaco, and that'll end it. The HarbourCats pick up a massive win here in Game 1 of this series. The Portland Pickles' first ever visit to Wilson's Group Stadium. We know the HarbourCats need to win all 3 to have a chance to qualify for the postseason, but they're a third of the way there with a 4-2 victory here on this Monday night. We thank you for tuning in tonight on Go Live Broadcasts. Fireworks are coming up next. Unfortunately, we will not have those for you on Go Live Broadcasts, but we will be back here tomorrow night for another must-win in Game 2 of the series against Portland. Your final lines from Victoria tonight: the HarbourCats 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Pickles 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors for them either. For Chris Jaycox, the producer in the broadcast truck, my name is Mike Edwards. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for another big one in Victoria.